Good.
Hello?
Welcome. Okay, welcome everyone to our monthly meeting of the South Central RTD Board of Directors meeting. For the record, today is October 25th, 2023. It is 1:40 p.m. and we are at the Doña County Commission chambers. At this time, if we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So we are going to have a condensed version of the agenda, but we will, I'm going to, well, first of all, I think we need to have a roll call, please, to determine a quorum. Becky, please.
Certainly. Javier Perea is absent. Nora Barraza,
Here.
Meiji Powie,
Meiji,
Meiji, can you hear us?
you are muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mayor Murillo, thank you so much. We'll count you as present. Meiji Powie, can you hear us? She is on WebEx, so I'm going to count her as here.
Okay.
Yvonne Flores? Here. Manuel Sanchez is absent. Robert Martinez?
Okay, Mayor Murillo, I don't know if you can hear what I'm saying. I can hear you, but most of us are listed as unverified, and so we can't participate. And I don't know when they're going to get this fixed, because David's not here.
Excuse me, I am IT,
Oh, great.
and IT has,
So you said I can hear you. I don't know, are you on your phone?
no, what's going, please?
Yes, I'm on the city phone and doing it through the WebEx.
Okay, if you hold on, I think I.
Well, you're the only
our
person
IT
I've been able to
person-
hear, and I don't know if anybody else can hear me.
Yeah, our IT
Well, I can hear you
person's trying
clear.
to relay a message here.
Yeah, well, this is Meiji Powie, but we're all listed on there as unverified. So if you look at the, I don't know, anyway.
Right, we see it on our side
Meiji,
also.
can you hear me? This is Adam Shea.
Yeah, I can, but why are we all listed as unverified? The way I got to hear Diane is I pushed my unmute button at the bottom of the screen, but when I try to unmute next to my name, I'm still listed as unverified.
Okay, I don't know if you all can hear me, but if you
I'm
hold
not
on just
certain.
a second, our IT person will let us know what's going on.
Okay,
And this is trustee
Yeah.
Martinez. I don't know if you can hear me.
And as long as I press the unmute button at the bottom of my screen, you guys can hear me as well.
We need to call Meiji. Okay, go ahead, IT person.
all I was saying was the WebEx has been updated. I don't know, I don't
So is
understand.
David not planning to be here?
Now, go ahead, Bobby. I know, go ahead. Who's our IT?
Billy. His name is Billy.
Billy, go ahead, Billy. Can you explain to us what's going on?
May I please, yes, may I please speak to you so I can explain this to the, we had an update with the WebEx. I do not understand why it says unverified. I can see all of you guys. Are you guys able to hear the meeting and what's going on in the meeting?
Hold on.
So Adam, I see you talking, but I can't hear you.
Okay. So that's what's
That's what I
happening.
was going to say.
Bill.
This is Billy with IT. If you give me a moment, I will figure this out.
Okay, we can do that.
Thank you.
I do not, but we need everybody on there because we need a quorum. Yeah,
Well, we can hear them, but they can't hear us.
Right.
That's why she kept talking.
Working on that right now.
right.
That's his update. Obviously, there's learning curve he's working on.
Are the people on
I can
WebEx,
hear you now.
are you able to hear the meeting? of the people in the
I can
chambers?
hear Mayor.
You can hear
Now
me?
I can hear you. This is Meiji Powie, but
Okay.
why are we all listed as unverified? Somebody's got to fix that.
Meiji, can you please listen to me? I'm explaining why we had an update with the WebEx. For some reason, it says unverified. I will figure that out, but since we are on live right now, I cannot do that because I'd have to stop the meeting. You can still do everything you need to do. It just says unverified. Thank you.
Okay, did you all understand that? First of all, let me ask you, can you all hear us at this point?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. And we can hear you loud and clear also. So as the IT person was saying, they updated their WebEx. We don't know why it's saying unverified. And in order for him to try to clear up, he would have to shut us all down. But we want to continue with the meeting, so it is going to say unverified. But Becky will take a roll call again, just to make sure that everybody hears who is present and to make sure that we do have a quorum. Okay, you all heard me?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Thank you. So Becky, at this time, if you could do a roll call again, please.
Round two. Nora Barraza,
Here?
Meiji Powie,
Here.
Yvonne Flores,
Here.
Diana Murillo,
Present.
Robert Martinez.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. We do have a quorum. At this, yes, so definitely, we have a quorum, so the meeting is called to order. At this time, we are going to have, make some changes to the agenda that was posted and sent out, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Armijo so that he can specifically tell everyone how we're going to present an agenda. Of course, we'll go through the approval process, but Mr. Armijo, what is it that you're recommending we do at this point with the agenda?
Yes, thank you very much. Because we do have some board members out, we would like to proceed today with the three items that require approval. Items one, which is the agenda and the minutes. And then item two, the first quarter financials by Mr. Shea. And then the third one, which is our BMO bank resolution, and Mr. Shea will make that presentation. Those are the three that we'd like to get approved today. The other items, 4, 5, and 6, we'll just agendize those for the next meeting. We'll carry them over.
So we will, so at this time, what we would ask for approval of the agenda with items number 4, 5, 6, and 7,
And 8.
and 8
Executive Director.
to be postponed to our next meeting.
So moved by Flores.
Okay, so we do have a
Second by
motion on
Mayor
the
Murillo.
floor by Counselor Flores, and it was seconded, was it Mayor Murillo?
Yes.
Okay, so we do have a second, and just to reiterate and to reconfirm, the agenda items would be approval of the agenda and the minutes of August 23rd, 2023, the first quarterly report financials by Adam Shea, the BMO bank resolution by Adam Shea also, and those would be the only three items on the agenda. And that was the motion on the floor, and we do have a second by Mayor Murillo. Any discussion or comments regarding the agenda? Hearing none, seeing none. Becky, if we could do a roll call, please?
Nora Barraza,
Yes.
Meiji Powie,
Yes.
Yvonne Flores,
Yes.
Diana Murillo,
Yes.
Robert Martinez.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, the motion does pass. Thank you. The next item for approval are the minutes of August 23rd, 2023. We
So
can ha-
moved.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Counselor Flores.
Second, Mayor Murillo.
A second by Mayor Murillo. Any discussion, comments regarding the minutes of August 23rd, 2023? Hearing and seeing none, Becky, roll call, please.
Nora Barraza,
Yes?
Meiji Powie,
Yes.
Yvonne Flores,
Yes.
Diana Murillo,
Yes.
Robert Martinez.
Yes.
Passes.
Okay, the motion does pass. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is a first quarter financials by Adam. If you will, I guess you're going to, are you going to put a PowerPoint on the computer? Yeah, on the screen. that's
Absolutely.
fine. Okay, thank you.
Wasn't sure, is it on there or not? Ah. I think it's with the share. Not sure if that's the right one or not. Do you see the financials out there?
No,
No,
Okay, I'm trying to share this and I don't know how to do that.
does the IT guy have them?
Share,
Okay.
you should.
Can the IT staff, could you, it's on your, the number one on your list that you had a moment ago, if you could open
Yes,
that up?
I'll go ahead and I'll open it up for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the trouble. I'm usually there to do it.
All the way to the left. There you go, top one. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay, can you all see that on your screens?
no.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, hold on.
I could try sharing the one that's I've got on my screen.
Hold on, we'll wait to hear from the IT.
Let's go ahead and try that, Adam, if you can. I went ahead and I made you a presenter, so you should be able to share.
Okay. So
Okay, I think
Adam share. Okay.
let me see here. Oh, it's not that one. Window. Oh, that's weird. Do you see anything?
No?
No.
Yeah.
I don't
we
see it
you.
either.
We see you. We see you, Adam.
You see me? I know, but I'm trying to do the document and it's not working.
Are you going to the share button?
Yeah. Up at the top.
Okay,
do
does everyone
this.
have a copy of the presentation
yes.
that was forwarded to you all?
Weird. I don't know why this is not working, but
Meiji, do you have a copy in front of you that was sent by Mr. Armijo's office? Click here to share content in the meeting. Can you all see
why
that?
can't
Mayor
Not
Murillo?
yet.
No, Meiji, you don't see anything yet?
Now I do.
Oh, okay, great. It says
Not yet.
BMO
there
Bank.
it is.
Okay,
Yes,
sounds like
yes.
we
Yeah,
all have
but
it.
we're
Okay,
trying to figure it out too.
okay.
Sorry for the trouble in
Oh, it just went away.
presenting this and everything, but you should have on your screens the first page of the financials is the BMO Bank.
Yes,
Right at the top. These are the current bank balances as of September 30th, $73,313.91. We are still in the process of receiving funds from the 5307, which will boost our balance in the bank. We've had some problems because of the change in the bank that I'll discuss shortly, but for the time being, these are the current balances in the bank. The next page is the expenditures. Total of 23.9% of the quarterly expenditures, being 25% would be the maximum amount, has been received to date. And again, that's 23.9%, $570,332.53. Is there any questions so far? Okay. The third page is the revenue that we have received. We've received 20.7% of the revenue. Again, 25% that we anticipated in the quarter. There is still some items that are outstanding in the receivables aspect that will be credited, and then once those items are received. But these are the total amounts that have been received so far, $563,194.52. That's revenue. The next page is the capital. Capital, you'll notice that we have a smaller amount that we have received to date. It's only been 3.5% of the total amount of $6 million that we have received. And there will be more that we do receive throughout the year. Much of these funds that are in this section here has to do with the purchase of the Sunland Park facility, which those funds will be made available to us this year, as well as some buses that we have got on order that should be coming in. I think it's the springtime next year, or 2024. As far as the capital expenditures so far, year to date, that is the total amount, $221,789.80. We still have plenty of funds to go through, and I'm confident that we're going to see a significant amount of these expenditures at the end of the second quarter, considering first quarter is completed. Is there any questions?
Adam, I do have a question. So as I'm looking through this, I'm trying to summarize in my mind, but it's easier for me to ask you. So the revenue that we have to date received, has it covered our expenses to date?
To date, yes.
Okay. That's my only question.
If I may add something? Thank you. Good presentation, Adam. I wanted to boost, I know he's big on receivables. So we have about, a lot of money outstanding, and we keep talking about the big one, which is a $364,000 check, which was submitted in September. We went through a lot of issues with the federal government having a temporary shutdown they do annually, and then reopening. And then we're going to get into the next presentation, talk about our bank. And so we had a payment for $364,000 made to the district about 4 weeks ago. It went to Bank of the West. At the time, it was becoming BMO. So the Federal Reserve is now tracking the money. They don't even know where the money is.
Oh, my God.
We don't have it in our bank. But the most important part, we will get the money. I'm confident the government will pay us. The issue, I remain confident. It may not seem like it sometimes with the staff, but I remain confident. The issue I wanted to bring your attention is we chose not to program those funds in yet because we feel that we need to see the money because we've been waiting on these monies for more than a year. So what Adam will be doing is coming back to the board probably before the end of the year for a bank adjustment to the account, and certainly before the next quarter.
Okay.
So I don't think we'll do it in November. We might, but definitely in December if we have a meeting, depending on when we have an opportunity. So once that money goes in, it's going to show this. Now, what it will do is show a very large surplus, which is very good news.
That's wonderful.
And then we'll go through there. The second one, and Adam covered it briefly on the capital, is that we have seen some delays in the procurements, which are going to move some of our capital, like the electric buses that are going to come in. They're going to come in the summer, but they're going to be in next fiscal year. So we'll be coming back with an adjustment of those budgets. We thought about doing something today, but we just said, no. let's wait till we have it in hand. So I just want to leave you that the numbers will change, and actually, in the case of the capital, they're going to reduce because we're going to roll it over. We have a multi-year capital plan for that. But I would expect that next month we'll have the money in the bank. I hope it's in the bank by next week. That's what they're telling me, but we've been hearing that for months. So, but anyway, I just want to give kudos to Adam for getting through this.
Yes,
It's a challenge.
definitely. No, that is good news, most definitely. I have a second, though, part question regarding the federal government. If they shut down, how does that affect your funding?
So I've asked that question. I'll give you the answer. So there's two parts. So under the New Mexico DOT, they run a year behind in drawdown, which means they're already using the money that's readily available. So we will not see any gap of funds from them over the next few months. So if we were to have a shutdown, we would still keep our money coming in and getting paid. So we'd be fine, at least to the end of the fiscal year, which is September of next year. I would think the federal government would get together before that. I actually talked to the FTA administrator about this issue about 3 weeks ago, and her response to me was, no, we have the monies programmed. You will not be affected. In fact, even as they come back online this week, we're working on our other grants. Okay. The only delay that we'll see, if we can't get this other grant, the 5307 for this fiscal year, or actually last year, in and approved, that could be delayed. But we have enough excess money, 400,000 we haven't even drawn on, that we could continue to draw on that for fiscal year 02 money, and then soon we'll be programming 04. So we're going to be fine. Any of the money that's already programmed, the older capital monies for the electric vehicles, all that is already approved. The money's there. So that will not be affected by the budget shortfall. Those accounts are sitting there somewhere with the Federal Reserve.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. Okay, good. Meiji, did you have a comment or a question? Meiji?
Yeah, I actually, explain to me again, okay, why the check has been lost.
Okay, when we put through the payment, we knew that the shutdown that was coming, that the annual shutdown, we knew that it was
Right.
coming. So we strove to get our entry in, and we submitted the entry. It was like the third week in September, something like that. And they closed down for about a month of October, and then they get back up and running. Well, it turns out within the time period that we submitted it, the BMO came in and said, okay, now that you are now under us, we have to change the routing number. And that's what the whole thing was about, as far as getting with our creditors, is providing an update to the bank account, specifically the routing number. Now, we don't know exactly when it seems like they cross paths, and that's the only thing that we can think of. The problem is that generally speaking, a trace, which we have instituted, it needs to be done, and it has to be done from the FTA's point of view, because they're the ones that have submitted for the funds. So they have a transaction number. They're in the process of trying to find out where it is. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer. FTA's told us they paid Bank of the West. Bank of the West said we haven't received the money. So what I don't understand is how come it was not kicked back.
And that's federal or state?
Oh, no, this is federal.
That's what I say, the FTA is the Federal Transit Association.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, did that answer that? Meiji,
Yeah, so
did that
yes,
answer your question?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
understand you use that much money.
Yeah, I know, that's scary. Okay, Councilor Flores? You need to. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for your question, Meiji, because I too have a similar question. Aren't there any guarantees in terms of between banks? And then that Bank of the West on Telshore has a big sign saying, it's now BMO, you won't have any problems, it's yada, yada, blah, blah. So
We have heard this from BMO / Bank of the West since this all started. And we have had nothing but problems.
Yeah, and I wonder if there will be any sanctions insofar as all of that, because somewhere that money is being used. I mean, it's not just sitting in a, you know, I mean, it has to be there, and the money is constantly generating, you know, more funds, right? Because that's what banks do. So.
That's correct.
Yeah, so you know, I smell a rat. Yeah, and I think, seriously, I find this very troubling, and I just hope that it doesn't interfere with what we have to do with our budget and
It's causing
allocation.
stress.
Huh?
It's causing a lot of stress.
Oh, so I'm not
Yeah.
crazy, because I'm already
it's a mess.
freaking out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Adam, and thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, David.
Just know that we are still pursuing this. Unfortunately, it's difficult getting answers,
Yeah,
but we are still trying.
great.
And that was going to be my question is, what are they telling you? I mean, have they promised by a certain date to have an answer for you or,
Assurances?
right? Have they given
We've
you
gone back and forth. They have told us that it's good, you know, you got funds out there and everything, which is not the issue. The issue is where are these particular funds which have been submitted? And unfortunately, they have yet to provide a satisfactory answer. We also get bumped around by several different offices saying they're not responsible for finding out the information. Unfortunately, it continues.
Right. Well, I would
So,
think
that-
since the
I just
deposit
asked,
was
who
made,
actually issued the check?
and that was my question,
that-
whoever, obviously the federal government issued the check, but who did it go to? I think that would be the responsible party is where
Yeah.
that check went to
It's
that.
digital.
Yeah. And we call them EFTs.
Right.
Yeah, they're EFTs, because it's all digital transfers. And so whoever received that EFT is the person that should be responsible to say, it came to us here at the Bank of West, but when, in the transition, we need to transfer it over to the BMO. Yeah,
Agreed.
I don't
That-
know, I would,
The problem is like I said, one office doesn't seem to be talking to another office or taking responsibility in seeking out where
right,
these funds are. And I know that being an EFT, that there is a trace or tracer that is
Yeah.
attached to the transaction. What it is trying to verify the individual we need to talk to give us that tracer number. So
have you gone in person,
still
Adam?
drilling down.
Have
Pardon
you
me?
gone in person to the bank?
Yes,
Oh,
we have.
we've gone.
Okay.
If I can give you another example, this is the federal government, which is out there dealing with banks in DC, New York, and whatever. In the case of New Mexico, last Tuesday, we were paid by the state of New Mexico and the day that they paid us was the day from the week before that they finally got the routing number in. Unfortunately, the people in DFA that made the payment didn't use the correct routing number that day.
Right.
And so, but the system does work because it bounced by Thursday, and then they immediately issued out a paper check. We're now waiting for that in our post office box. It's in the mail. But at least they move forward. Whereas in the federal process, the first problem we had was there was a disbelief that there was a problem. Then the discussion was that we made the error. And then working through it, we were able to show that the error was noted online through a program called ECHO, where they have the bank account for the federal government. And it showed in the error that the FTA needs to fix it. So because they weren't doing anything for the first week to 10 days, we lost that time. And then from there, they began to find out that they had this problem. But that was 2 weeks ago. I did send I give them a weekly emails, and I copy our senators, Heinrich's office,
I was gonna say.
because I'm trying to bring some priority to this. I think we lost a lot of time because everyone thought, oh no, it'll be fine, just be patient. Well, no, it has to be corrected. So now they know there's a problem. they seem to be getting from DC, Washington DC. So we're working with two different offices, federal government in Fort Worth and the one in DC. And now they're turning it over to the banking system to solve the problem, which is a third party, which worries me the most. And if they would just do what New Mexico DOT did, is issue us another check.
Right.
So I asked for that yesterday.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, David and Adam. Yeah.
Okay, this is Meiji again. Is there a way that the feds can cancel that EFT, that electric funds transfer? Don't they have a way of tracking it? It's just unbelievable for $6 million.
I think
No
it's
wonder we're in trouble.
shenanigans.
Well, the worst part, should be my last comment on this, the worst part, trustee Bowie, the worst part of this is it shows that the funds were dispersed.
Oh, my God.
That's the problem. That's why they're trying to find where the funds are. But they're looking for Bank of the West, and I've had to explain to them, Bank of the West no longer exists. You can look for Bank of the West all day long. I know where the office is, but it's now BMO. They don't answer to Bank of the West. I was there this morning doing some other business with them, and I heard the phone calls, and they do answer the call, Bank of the West, BMO, that, whatever, because people still don't know. So, this is one of those things, someday we'll laugh about this. We would hope in the next 10 days this will be resolved. But we've come a long ways to get to this point.
Right. Yes, Counselor Flores.
Call me whatever you want. Don't call me late for dinner. So thank you so much, David and Adam, for pursuing this. But is there any, for keeping on track and your weekly this and that? But I really believe that there's something not quite right here. I mean, it's not right. We know it's not right, but I'm very, I think in terms.
Should I take this personal? I don't.
No, not you, not us, I'm talking about the FDA and the banking thing. It just seems that they're probably using that money to invest it somewhere, but they're saying, oh, we don't know where it is. How can they not know where it is? I mean, how can one bank become another bank and not all of the measures are there to assure that transition is smooth, because everyone's going to be affected by, checks coming in the meantime.
So in all the conversations that Adam and I have had, there have been many with a lot of different people, it goes back to an email and a conversation I had with the FTA administrator 2 weeks ago. No one on the staff of FTA will take responsibility for this. There is no one responsible. There's a process, there's people, there's this, there's that. No one will take the responsibility. And as a result of that, we can't get it fixed. So who's the Secretary of Transportation? Oh, that's Pete Buttigieg.
Who is it?
Secretary Buttigieg.
Oh, well, his
Pete.
parents went to NMSU, and he has this big thing with Las Cruces, so.
Well, he came to town. He didn't have time to talk about transit. He was here recently. He just talked about highways.
Relatively.
He even went to Deming. And he spent some time on New Mexico State. I guess he had a little thing there. He was in and out of town pretty quick.
But we should contact him.
Actually, I was there when he was
Yeah,
here.
right.
I was. Had I known this was going to occur, we could have prepared.
Yeah, we
but,
could have prepared.
I mean,
but the buck stops there. I mean, it stops with the feds.
Yeah.
well, I think, I really believe you all have taken the appropriate steps and reached out to the correct people, but I agree with all the steps you've taken. If you don't get a response within the next, I would pursue our congressman up there with Heinrich, with Gabe Vasquez, and with Ben Ray Lujan, most definitely. And I think you definitely will get results with him.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you all. Any other comments or questions?
You might pray.
Yeah, a lot of praying, yeah.
That would help.
Definitely, so. Okay, Adam, if you want to continue, please.
Thank you, ma'am. And I have basically finished as far as the presentation of the financials, and what I am requesting for is approval of these financials.
Approval.
Okay, I'm sorry, so we need a motion for approval of the financials.
So moved by Flores.
Okay. We do have a motion on the floor for approval of the financials presented by Adam Shea, by, maybe I already said Councilor Flores. Okay. and
Major
Mayor Murillo.
second.
Who's second?
She's,
Meiji.
Meiji.
Meiji, okay, Meiji Powie, second the motion. So do we have any other comments or discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Becky, if we could do a roll call, please?
Nora Barraza,
Yes, ma'am?
Meiji Powie,
Yes.
Yvonne Flores,
Yes.
Diana Murillo,
Yes.
Robert Martinez.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, the motion does pass. Okay, the next item is.
Thank you. And it has to do with the board's approval of our continuing with BMO Bank as our district bank. Now, the reason that this is necessary is because we have to be able to provide to the FTA and basically the FTA that we or the bank and FTA that we have received board approval.
Okay.
And that's what this resolution is for, is to approve us for using BMO Bank as our district bank.
Okay, so I'd like to hear from you, Adam, from Mr. Armijo, what your thoughts are on all that.
No.
Being that we just had a big discussion about banks.
We have done some soul searching. I have already looked into changing banks.
Oh,
Not doing it right away, don't get us wrong. And if we were to actually switch over, we would get the approval first, then we would do it piecemeal.
Yeah.
And following through, making sure everybody's got it instead of coming back after the fact. So, like I said, we have been looking into it, and we will be possibly pursuing that only because BMO is limited, just like Bank of the West is limited, as far as locations. And one of the things that we are wanting to do is ensure that wherever we have a presence, that we have a branch that we could actually do business with.
so what are you looking at, Madam Chairman?
Yes.
So,
Right now, we've been looking at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo seems to be the most prevalent. We've got branches that are located close by in all three locations that we are currently in. But we are looking at other banks. We haven't made a list of all the banks that we would have access to, but that is actually going to be a project that I am working on.
Councilor Flores?
thank you, Madam Chair. And Adam, so can you take steps in doing this in spite of the fact that we don't have that Bank of the West BMO check that's been lost in somewhere in space, the cloud or whatever? Can you proceed? Can you take steps, or how would that work? Or would there be?
Well, I can proceed. I can proceed, or by researching banks, going through with the project and everything, and then coming to everybody requesting to go to a different bank. Now, once we do make that decision to go to a different bank and everything, it will become a process to make sure that all of our creditors are noted, and we are able to provide them the necessary information to switch over the banks. But the nice thing about it is we can take our time at it. Unfortunately, this last aspect with this $370,000, we put it through, we got notification, back and forth, and it was I think it was a matter of timing.
Yeah.
And going forward, if, again, choosing to go to a different bank and everything, it will become a better.
But in terms of timing and changing banks, are you then going to wait for that check to come somehow surface, or what if it never surfaces?
I don't anticipate us getting a new bank account before the beginning of the next calendar year. So we got a couple of months, but that is my priority, is to make sure that this particular item is cleared.
Right, and we're relying on that check for our day-to-day operations.
No,
Yes, ma'am.
I thought it was day-to-day.
no,
What is it?
no, it's money that we,
Well,
excuse me, this is David Armijo. It's money that we would appreciate. There is a portion of it that we did expect we would use. But for right now, we've got 2 outstanding checks that are coming in this week. We have another check that will
Oh,
be
that will
processed
cover.
next week by the county. So we have plenty of funds to continue going forward. We're a little tight today, but that will change in a few days. I think at the end of the day, what this really represents is the surplus we've been talking about for months. Once the money comes in, this is our money, because this is money from 2022 into 2023. So this is old money. We've already paid for it through membership, everything else. This goes into the bank. One of the things I've asked, and given the responsibility to Adam to do with looking at another bank, is also, we would expect to take at least $100,000 or a third of it, maybe 120,000, and just put that, not just money market, but even maybe a CD or some other things. Right now, those can earn us money. So as we go into the new calendar year, we have to start talking about, because there's more money coming after that, we have to start looking at how do we handle something we've never had to deal with, excess cash, and how do we invest those things, and how best can we earn some money from it. And we've had some conversations even with NCRTD, who've been around longer than us, more money. We'll talk to some of the local businesses, the counties, the cities, whatever, as we start to work on that. And so that's going to affect how we program next year's budget.
Okay, so my next question is, are there any remedies against BMO, Bank of the West, insofar as that money we don't have? Because that's money that we're losing on too. Because as you say, with any surplus that we have, and that might be part of the surplus, we're losing money in potential investments, or investments perhaps that we already have. So I'm just wondering if, what action to take, except for the two of you making, numerous phone calls and getting the runaround.
Well, one last comment on that. This is David Romeo again. Related to that line of thinking, the U.S. government in its last order of funding created an opportunity, because we just had to pay for these buses we've ordered in the past year, additional costs, because it's taken so long that based on inflation, there were cost adjustments into the contract. So that added money to it. The state and the feds gave us additional money. As we go into this next year, if we see that continue to go up, the federal government has issued monies available to us to be relieved. So there is programs to get us those funds to offset those higher costs. But from the BMO Bank, I think it's almost impossible to work through that. I think at this point in time, the solution is to get the money in, invest some of that cash, and have, for a period of time, two banks. But I think before we decide it's going to be Bank of the West, we'd like to at least come back to the board and say, hey, here's what we've looked at.
Okay, well, to me, I just find that to be, these actions, this transition is just bad faith. I mean, it really, I wish I was knowledgeable in that area to see if anything, but I think if they're doing that to us, that means that there's other lame excuses like that happening, perhaps with the individual consumer who's banking with them, expecting a check and saying it got lost in the cloud somewhere or whatever. So, because a lot of everything is basically digital anyway, like when you send your bills and stuff. So I just find it really bad faith on the part of BMO and Bank of the West. And we keep an eye on that, and maybe, do we have an attorney for the SCRTD?
We do. Yes, we do.
We do have an attorney?
For the moment.
Oh.
He's in transition, but that's not on the agenda. I'll tell you about that.
Well, he's not going to get paid because we didn't get that money, right? No. That's a terrible thing to say, but we do have an attorney, and perhaps that attorney can keep an eye on this, because I think it's really bad. There's bad faith here, without a
I'm
doubt.
praying it'll all be resolved by the end of the week.
Well, I'm praying that it gets resolved, but in the meantime, but it's still bad faith. And it would be a question, of course, probably damages or something like that, or whatever, but anyway.
Well, yeah, it's a significant amount of money, and so if we can be making money off of what we don't have yet, and if we would have had it and we were making money off of it, it's been a loss for the RTD. So,
Right.
okay.
Thank you.
This is Meiji, but the sad part is $6 million is nothing to the federal government. So I'm sure that it's very easy for every one of them to say, oh, couldn't have been me that did something wrong.
Right.
I mean, considering that our national debt is well over $1 trillion. That's like pennies to them, but it isn't to us.
No, you're absolutely correct. Every dollar, we want every dollar we can get. And I think the amount we're talking about though, Meiji, is 300 and some thousand?
364 for the moment.
364?
Yeah.
Okay.
364 is the amount that's lost somewhere.
So we need an approval on this one.
Yeah. Okay, so we do need a motion. We do have a motion on the floor? No, we don't.
No, we don't have a motion. I think we went straight into discussing. And I think we went straight into the discussion because the resolution calls for the acceptance of a recommendation to approve BMO as a district bank, and everything we've just discussed is everything but that. So how do we approach that, Madam Chair and Mr. Armijo? What do we do? Do we really approve it? Or can we just?
So we're asking you to approve page 10 of 10, which is the resolution.
Yeah.
We're asking you to approve the resolution because we're required to provide this to BMO so that they'll update our accounts. Right now, we can't even see our credit card on there. And they're treating us like a new bank. So they need to know that this board wants to be a part of the bank. That's what this resolution.
Oh, I see. So it's giving the power
Right.
for us. But,
To stay with
yeah,
them.
but as soon as we can, we'll just dump them. I mean, I think it's terrible. I'd rather go with Wells Fargo at this point.
Okay, so do.
A motion to approve.
So we do have a motion on the floor for approval of resolution number FY 2024-10 by Councilor Flores.
Second by Mayor Murillo.
Okay, and seconded by Mayor Murillo. Any further comments or discussion regarding this resolution? Hearing and seeing none. Becky, if you could do roll call, please?
Nora Barraza,
Yes.
Meiji Powie,
Yes, but I sure would rather say no, but yes.
Thank you.
Yvonne Flores,
Same as Meiji. I'll say yes. I'd rather say no, but yes.
Diana Murillo,
Yes.
Robert Martinez.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
The motion does pass unanimously. So thank you all for that. And hopefully at our next meeting, we'll have better news.
Better news,
Let's put
yes.
it that way. Yes, okay. So then the next item on the agenda is adjournment. Does anyone on the board have any comments, discussion? No. Okay, hearing none. Meiji, did you?
Okay, yeah, I did not get to you this week, David. I have a clinic going on
Oh.
Saturday. But most of the people I talk to really are looking at doing a local route before we hook up to Las Cruces. I don't know, whether that is a selling point or not to try and get both the county and Elephant Butte and the city back on board. I have no idea.
Okay.
If I can respond to that since you asked the question. I have reached out to the city manager and the county manager requesting that I get an opportunity to address the boards in the coming month. So I hope to be able to do that. I've done that previously. So, and I've raised that issue as Plan A, local route, Plan B, integrated route. As it is right now, we've got an integrated route that does local stops and then operates to Hatch, connects there to the green route. Then the green route continues. Doing that will allow more trips, more service, and less costs for the route, which could benefit the locals by having more service available to them. We're also in discussions about maybe doing something on weekends, but that's in the future. But I think to start, some kind of a local with connection to Hatch might be beneficial. But, again, let's see what the local conversation is. And I'll make that available and let you know once I can get that on the docket. Hopefully, I can talk to some folks before the holidays, or at least by the first of the year, no later.
Madam Chair.
Okay, yes. Councilor Flores.
Gracias. So David, did you just say that you've contacted city manager and county manager to address this route
That's in
issue?
Sierra
I've
County.
sent letters to them, and I haven't got any follow-up yet, so I will follow up.
Okay. And that's for discussion as to getting more routes and working that
I've
out.
asked them to consider rejoining the board. I'm a crazy person. I'd like them to participate. I'd like to do this project as a pilot for 1 or 2 years and like to see them pull back into the fold and be part of this.
Okay. So what did you request in the letter to the managers
I requested to meet with and make the presentation.
regarding?
This is for
Sierra
the bus
Sierra
route.
County? This is in Sierra County?
Yeah.
Regarding the
Sierra
Yes.
County.
routes,
Oh, Sierra
bringing
County.
the routes to RTD, the RTD routes
Yeah,
to
you're-
their
You're getting
community.
into number 5, which is
Yeah,
not agenda.
and that's not an agenda item, right?
Okay,
So, but David will give us an update
I
at the
will,
next
next
meeting.
month, I will know.
So
okay.
do we have a date for the meeting next month, since it is around Thanksgiving?
It's on the list at the bottom.
Yeah, it's right.
But it wasn't, next meeting. So for the record, our next meeting will be on Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023 at 1:30.
And Madam Chair,
Yes.
Yvonne Flores again.
Day before Thanksgiving.
Is the day before Thanksgiving? Okay, everybody's happy. But Wednesday, December 27?
Yep.
That's right after Christmas.
After Christmas.
The other one, December, is, right after Christmas. We like things around holidays. I mean, we've got Halloween coming up. See, there you go.
Next
We
week.
do? We have a holiday coming up? No, we don't have any holidays. until-
We have Veterans Day, November 11th, so we'll have our holiday on November 10th for our staff.
Oh, maybe we have that holiday too, but oh well. But I'm just saying, December 27 just seems to be so right in the middle of nobody being here.
I think Becky and I were going over our memories. We generally meet in November, one way or the other. Sometimes we have special meetings. And generally, it's about a 50-50 whether we meet in December.
Okay, so for now.
A lot of it depends on the elections and if there's anybody affected by that or something.
Oh, right.
So, like,
I might not, yeah, I might not be here.
Oh, is she, are you up for reelection, Meiji?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, yeah.
And one reason I've stayed on is because I'm the one person that comes, that
right,
has stuck with South Central Regional Transit District.
Wow.
like the November, excuse me, 22nd, is there another Wednesday after that?
Oh, yeah, well, you're going to be affected too.
I will. As you all know, I'm not running for mayor again. I'm not running for mayor again, so
what-
December 31st will be my
Oh,
last
God, I
day as
didn't know
mayor.
that. I thought you had 2 more years.
Yeah,
So it'll be Russell.
that'll be Russell. And so, yeah,
Wow, okay.
I have
Well, this is already
2 more
getting crazy
meetings.
now.
Yeah.
You have,
And so,
wait a minute. Oh, yeah, because they get sworn in December and then they start in January.
correct. So
So
December.
we'll see.
Pardon? So we'll see, you're right. Yeah, well, I know for sure I won't be here. I mean,
Because you opted not to.
Yeah.
You
right,
chose not
I
to.
chose not to run again. And so,
Smart.
So do we
Yeah,
need- do
I
we
mean,
need a
I've
motion
been-
to adjourn?
yeah,
I'm sure they want to.
oh, yeah, yeah. So what I was gonna say, on Wednesday, right after holiday, after Thanksgiving, there is the 29th. Do we want to maybe schedule the November meeting to the 29th for those that want to travel on the 22nd for Thanksgiving? See, because I'm not even sure I'll be here. I might be in Arizona.
So you're saying maybe
I'm
the,
not sure if we're gonna be there or over here, so that's why I'm wondering if maybe we should reschedule the
well, it hasn't been
22nd.
scheduled yet, so we could.
Right, we could.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
move it to just plan it for the 20th.
Let me see if this room's available and we'll work the logistics
work
out.
around-
So, yeah,
okay.
29th might be
Okay,
fine.
So
I think it would be
maybe-
better for those that want to start preparing
We said,
for
we
the
always have a
Thanksgiving
special
and
meeting in
stuff, so-
November sometimes. So
Yeah.
we'll work on that. That's a
Okay,
good
you'll
idea.
work
Thank
on
you.
that?
Yep,
Okay, so you'll
absolutely.
just notify us. And then just, I was going to mention, I am not running for reelection, so December will be my last month as mayor. And so I will miss the RTD, most definitely. I've been
Wow.
here a long time with it,
Been
and,
here since the
well,
very beginning.
since the very beginning, you are correct. I have. And so I definitely will miss it, but I still have another meeting or two, so
keep you on the mailing list. There'll be
Yes,
things to
oh,
come out for,
absolutely.
like the new
Maybe-
buses.
Maybe we'll make you a member emeritus.
So, well, definitely, I mean, I definitely want to know what's going on with the RTD since I've been involved since the beginning. But anyway,
Thank you.
if there are no objections with everyone, we will adjourn this meeting. Hearing no objections, this meeting is adjourned.
At
Thank
what
you.
time?
Thank you, Nora, for all your service.
Oh, thank you, and thank you, Meiji. 2:36. Meeting adjourns at 2:36. Yeah.